Good afternoon. We're here today with Chris Bell, who's the Senior Loans Officer at Capital Credit Union, and unsurprisingly, Chris, we're going to talk about loans. So tell me, why should somebody come to Capital Credit Union for a loan?
Well, to be honest with you, the biggest thing that we do is that we are individualistic in credit union, and what that basically means is that we treat everybody as an individual. It's not a process thing. Every single person that comes in, they're all different, so they all should be treated differently, and that's really what we try to do. So that's why we've got quite a lot of different types of loans and things like that.
And are your loans, is it face-to-face stuff you do? Is it online? How do people actually physically apply for a loan?
Well, again, it's because individually, some people do like to apply online, some people like to do it on the phone, and some people do prefer face-to-face. It's not an age thing. Some people are just different, and that's how we do. So we can do it either of these kind of ways to do it, so that there's so many different choices. If they prefer to speak to somebody direct, they can come into the office and do that. Obviously, social distance. But you can do it on the phone, and you can also go online. We've got quite a lot of avenues online now, so you can do it through there as well. And we will always get back to these people and let them know what the situation is.
Okay, so there's that kind of flexibility in terms of how you actually deal with people. What about the products themselves? How many different loans, what sort of loans do you offer?
Well, we have a variety of loans. You can call them for weddings, for cars, anything you want, but there are quite a lot of different types of loans that we actually do. And again, it suits all different types of people. We've got a flexi loan, which is really good for people that maybe like doing up gardens and things like that need so much money at one point, but not all of it. So therefore, they can just tap into it when they require it, that kind of stuff. We've got a new loan just came out called a take a break loan. And again, that's a really good thing because they can actually have a couple of months off each year. So if they're either going on holiday or different things that they have, they can take a break from that, which is a really, really good one. But there's all different, as I say, there's all different types of varieties of loans and just suit everybody different needs.
You talked about the flexi loan there and how you can kind of tap in as required. Does that mean that you get an amount that you can borrow and then you just draw down as you need it?
That's exactly it, Stuart. That's exactly what it's about. It means that they've already borrowed, so say they borrow 5,000, that stays there for them. But as they need it, then they can just draw from it and help them. And they pay so much per month. And so what will basically happen is that as they're paying it back, then there'll be more for them to use. So if they are doing things up in the house, etc., then it's a good opportunity for them to do that kind of thing.
Okay, Chris, take me through the kind of process. If I was coming to you for a loan, say I popped in to see you, what would actually happen? How would it all work?
Well, basically they come in, so if they were coming into us to see us, they'd be asking us if they're a member or not. If they are a member, then we've got all the details already there. We ask them what they're looking for. We ask them all the kind of questions to say, do we get an idea of what kind of loan would be better for them? We give them the options of what they can do. They give us a price of what they're looking for, and then what we'll do from there is we'll assess that loan and let them know how much it would be, etc. The one good thing that we do is that we quite often do ask them how much is suitable for them to pay, rather than this is the amount it is, and it gives a better idea of what they can afford. So we're not putting anybody into any kind of pressure and stuff like that. That's quite a good way to do it.
In terms of the amounts available, are there kind of minimums, are there maximums? How does that work?
The minimum amount is actually £100. The maximum, 20,000. And it obviously depends on each person's affordability, etc., and things like that. We've got small loans called Swift loans, and a lot of people do that over between 6 and 9 months. And they're really, really good for a quick fix if they need it, and then they pay it back over, say, 6 to 9 months. That's it done, and it's just to do little things that they need there and then, maybe for a small holiday or something else that comes up quite quickly in the house that they need to do. But then there's the bigger loans, so you've got up to your 20,000, and that's for the big things they need. It could be a car, it could be stuff in the house, all that kind of thing.
You mentioned there, if somebody needs something quickly, what's the kind of turnaround times if all the information is available to you? How quickly could somebody get their loan from you?
Well, when we do a Swift loan, if they were to do it online, for instance, we will look at that loan and we'll process that loan and speak to people within 4 hours. That's a guarantee. And then what we will do from there is that once they've signed all the paperwork, we've got it all back, we can have that put in their bank account same day. It's really that quick. So it depends on what we require and things like that. If it's a really quick one, they've been a member for a while, then yeah, we can usually get that finished within 2 hours.
Now, obviously, there's a kind of plethora of lenders out there. Every time you switch on your laptop, your phone, you get ads for loans and whatever. I mean, why? Just remind us, why would you come to Capital Credit Union?
Well, Capital Credit Union is a non-profit making organisation. We're owned and run by members, for members. I'm just a member. And basically, that's what we're here to do. We physically borrow each other's money, so we're here to help each other. And that's really the difference with us. We do things like, any profit we make, then at the end of the year, we give back as a dividend. We're here to look after each other, and that's the big difference. The big difference is that we care, and we're here to help people. So to me, that's the reason why. I mean, I've been here a long time, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I've got my loan here as well, and it works. It's a very good organisation to be with.
And obviously, I said there's a multitude of lenders out there. There's some very high cost lending on the market as well. So obviously, the ethical stance that Capital Credit Union has is presumably quite a big selling point for you.
Well, yes, absolutely. We try to be do the best that we can for each person, and we just go back to saying the same things, about how we look after each person individually. But yeah, we are ethical, and we will do our best. When somebody comes to us along, we don't just say, yeah, okay, it's at this rate and that's what you get. It's a case of having a look to see what they can afford, what would be better for them. So we try to sort of individually tone it so it suits that person. That's really what we're trying to do. And as I say, we try to help everybody as much as we can do.
So one final point, Chris. If somebody wants a loan from Capital, what should they do?
Phone us. Come in. Go online. We've got a really good app now that's just up and coming. It's brilliant. I'm not just saying that, it actually is. I've used it myself. But it's really good. Just get yourself out there. As I say, if you prefer doing it online, then do it online. If you do it on the app, it's easy enough to download, and you can do that. You can phone us. You can pop into the office, But there's so many avenues for you to do. So just choose what you want and get in touch. That's the best way.
Chris Bell, thank you very much.